My name is Amy Adams. I teach kindergarten all day this year and last year at Mountain View Elementary in Boise. I have been teaching for 18 years and I've always taught the younger grades. So I spent most of my career in first and second. And then my mom was a longtime kindergarten teacher in West Ada, 30 years. And so she told me I should try kinder. And so I feel like I have really found my passion and found my place with kindergarten. And at the beginning, I started with 2 half days, so I had 46 kids, and I just felt so frustrated in that I couldn't give them a rich experience. I had basically 2 hours to teach them, and I just found myself not making all the connections I wanted and not being able to expand on their math skills, science, fit in all the curriculum. And so last year, we were able to get all day at my school, and so I was thrilled and excited to give it a try. And even through the pandemic, so we had hybrid, we had virtual learning, and then we went full-time, all of us in March. And even through that, I saw the most amazing growth in my students. And heading into this year, I was super excited because we've been in person all 5 days. But at the beginning of the year, the very first week of school, the first grade teacher came over. Her and I have worked together for 10 years. And she said, "This is the best start to a year I've ever had. My kids are writing their names on their papers, their behaviors, they understand how to go to school, they organize their supplies, they knew how to write sentences, they were using lowercase letters." She was just blown away. She said, I haven't had this before. And we had never had all day. And so then about 8 times she's come over so far to tell me just how amazing these kids are from last year. And last week she came over and she said, "You know what all day is really good for?" And I said, "What?" And she said, "Math." She said, "Their math skills, I'm having to find more work. I'm having to go beyond. They are so quick, they're learning so fast." And I said, "Yeah, because I have an hour and 10 minutes a day for math. And I've never had that before." And so it is crazy. It's crazy how far I can get. It's wild. And so this year, I have some refugee families. I have about 4. I have some special ed learners. I just have a really diverse group. And so at the beginning of the year, I was just worried. And we're in November, and they know their letters and sounds. Kids at the beginning of the year they hadn't been exposed. A lot of kids had been home, not in preschool. They couldn't write their names. I had kids that couldn't hold their pencil. About half of my class had not used a pencil, had not used scissors. They are thriving. We have learned all of our letters and sounds. We're having a luau this week to celebrate. We're moving on to short vowels next week. This usually would happen in about March. And so I've never had the beginning of the year like this. Last year was hybrid. And so I'm just so excited because every single child is growing. I have a science time each week. I have math every single day. And their learning is just amazing to me. And so I just see the kids next door. And this year we have a half-day program as well. And the teacher is amazing. She's phenomenal. And she's just watching what my kids are doing and feeling like, oh my gosh, my kids aren't writing like that. My kids don't know all of their letters and sounds yet. And it's just so different. And even some of her parents shared with her, "We wish we would have gone to all day. We didn't realize what it was like." And so it's just such a rich experience. And so I get a little emotional when talking about it because this is changing lives. My kids that had not had any experience with school, they had behavior things, and now we're just one group of kids and they love learning, they love being here. And so this is literally changing the course of their life. They will now be able to read going into first grade. They'll be able to write. They'll be able to do things in math that they haven't been able to do. And so for me, I think about their futures. They're contributing to our society. They're going to be such great members, such great people because of their exposure and because they have this time. And so I feel like all-day kindergarten changes the course of a child's life. And I just wish all kids in Idaho could have the same experience.